up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. We're out here at the drag strip, Fayetteville Motorsports Park, test and tune Sunday. It's a little bit warmer than what it was last week, so it's a little chilly, but it's not terrible. Got Brandon out here. Randy's just got here as well. So we made those changes. If you didn't see the video yesterday, we worked on the back of the car a lot yesterday. The anti-roll bar links were actually hitting the frame. So what we did is we shortened the anti-roll bar links to, instead of 7 inches long, they're now 5 inches long. And that should make it so we can make this thing squat. Nothing was binding up, everything else was good. I think that may have been upsetting the car. We also put tubes on it, Mickey Thompson tires. Generally on the front side, Mickey Thompsons work a little bit better than the Hoosiers. So we put those on it, so hopefully we're going to be good. Front of the car, I think everything's fine. We did have a little bit of an issue. We don't know exactly what it was, but when we were cranking the car up yesterday, it backfired. And sometimes when it backfires through the intake, while you're on the starter, it'll knock a tooth off the flex plate. And so it backfired, and so we heard a cling, but then it wasn't just one cling, it was cling, 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 cling. I heard it a little bit, but they heard it outside the car at Mike's shop, but we couldn't find anything. It spooled up fine, everything seemed to be okay, good oil pressure, everything seemed fine. It doesn't sound like it's got a missing tooth. Maybe chipped a corner of it off. Usually when you have a missing tooth on the flex plate, you'll hear it. It hits that dead spot, makes a terrible noise. Or maybe it's cracked, I don't know. But we're racing the car today, hopefully. We'll see what happens. If y'all want to support the channel, head on over to TurboJohnRacing.com. Grab yourself some hats and t-shirts. We also got the giveaway happening on our front rim off the wreck car. We're all gonna sign it. And so if y'all want to get entered to win that, go buy one of those little turbo keychains, or I guess it could be a Christmas ornament as well. It's pretty cool. All right, guys, appreciate it. Thanks. All right, guys, so here we go. We just got paid up for test and tune. So everything looks good, everything sounds good on the car. We did stretch the map out a little bit. The boost ramp, so instead of having a real short boost ramp at 3 seconds, we did it like 4.5 seconds. So we want this thing to go down. So hopefully it'll be a full pass. I'm gonna show you what the ET is, whether it's good or bad. Check it out. All right, guys, we made it. Personal best for the day. First pass, it went down. I did feel it squat in the back, so that's a good thing. We got some good. I think it worked. I think it worked, guys.
Yeah, nice and straight.
Now I don't remember how fast we went at Kinston. I'm gonna show y'all the time slip here. So 135.60 foot, 355, 526, 145. Boy, we went 870s in the quarter, and I let off at 8th mile. We did not throw the parachute, which is fun. Now, what I did, like I was saying a minute ago, I did take the boost ramp and put 30 pounds of dome on it at 4.5 seconds. So it's pretty lazy, but it felt good. So we're going to we'll just try to creep up on it a little bit and see if we can, man, it felt good in the car. I mean, I was having to drive it a little bit, but it wasn't bad. All right, let's go. And we ended up, what was the air pressure cold? 10.3 cold. So we may increase, but it didn't look like it wadded them bad. So right, and so with the car squatting, it don't wad up the tire as much, so that's a good thing. So let's see, it didn't even try to pick up the front tires or nothing. I mean, it just rolled on out there.
Get after it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll try to get after it. I mean, 135.60 foot's pretty slow. So in the track, you know, it's a little bit warmer today, so there's probably a little bit of glue on it. So this may not be indicative of what we're going to find no prep racing.
It was nothing like it was last week.
Oh, so it's not as sticky today. Well, perfect. Well, good. Well, that might be why we didn't tire shake any too. So, all right, here, let's pull the data log real fast. I'm going to show you what the data log looks like and show you how much boost it actually made. All right, guys, here's the data log. Red line right here is RPM. The mile per hour is that purple line. The green line is oil pressure. I don't know what the deal is with oil pressure. It gets right through there, and it kind of gets a little funky, but it doesn't really do nothing super crazy. But let's see how much boost it actually made going down track. So it ended up leaving on 5.7, so we're going to try to turn that up a little bit, try to get a little bit faster. We should be able to get a little faster. 60 foot. Goes on out there, comes up, shifts. Lightning quick glide. Anton's got this thing shifted good. Converter pressure is pretty good. And like he was saying, as a converter couples and gets tight, converter pressure drops. Converter transmission might be a little cold. It dropped to 68, 6900, and then went through the finish line. We had full boost, 30 pounds of dome pressure, 25 pounds of boost, and our data log is kind of aligning pretty much with what the time slip says, mile per hour wise. So not a bad pass. So let's see if we can get it to go just a tad faster. All right, guys, here we go. So we're going up for our second pass now. What I did basically, I'm not going to take as much time to retard out, so basically adding 4 degrees on the launch, and we're going to go 40 pounds of dome pressure at 4.5 seconds. So we'll see if this speeds up any. Let's go. All right, guys. Well, personal best for sure for the Saturn now, 100%. That liked it. Hit the tire just a little bit. You heard in the video when it took off, it's like, it still went faster everywhere. So let's see if I can show you this slip without the wind blowing it all to pieces. So 129, 60 foot, 342, 509, 149. But look at that quarter mile. I let off at the 8th mile, but 836 at 118. I don't know. This may be one of the fastest Saturns out there. I don't know many people that race a Saturn. Saturns are back in the day, but that may be one of the faster ones. If we would have run that all the way out through the quarter, we'd probably have a 770 car-ish, somewhere in that range. I would think, maybe not that fast, but I think it would make it. But we ain't racing that, so we're just doing our deal, doing the 8th mile. So it worked. Tire pressure was the same, about 10.5 or so. It's warming up outside. The boost, I haven't pulled the data log yet. I'm pulling the data log now, so I'll show you. Let me pull this data log. It should have been, it had 40 pounds of dome pressure. That probably should have been maybe 32, 33 pounds of boost. Let's look at it. All right, guys, let's look at the data log again real fast. Second pass, left with about the same amount of boost. Pretty good, 5.7 pounds of boost. Didn't pull out as much timing, and see the converter actually hit really hard right here. And it drug the motor down a little bit, shifted again at 7,400, didn't really change that, fell back to 70-ish, and then it comes up, and then it starts. This is where the converter is really like lugging down the motor, and the car is still accelerating. You can see based on the mile per hour. A couple things, sometimes when you get that type of erraticness, it could mean that we need to change spark plugs. It could mean that we're a little bit off on our fueling. And you can see my air fuel ratio, for some reason it was having to correct quite a bit at 6%, and it actually gets up to like 8 or 10%. But boost was about what I thought it was, a little bit lower, 31 pounds of boost-ish. It's chicken footing it up there a little bit too. It's pulling me back in the seat, I guess. And so I did let off the throttle a little bit, but 97%, that's not anything though. Dome pressure still stayed at 40, so almost 32 pounds of boost. I got back pressure somewhere. This motor is a little bit bigger than what we used to run, but back pressure still should be really low. I got to find my back pressure and see where it's at. So 129, 60 foot, not bad. Not bad at all. Very, very, very happy. Let's see if we can get it a little bit faster. Generally on the front side, no prep, should be able to go 122, 60 foot, 120. Somewhere between 118 and 125. So we're gonna try to speed it up early, shorten up the ramp a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna put more pressure on it down track or not yet. Although we may. We're gonna try to bust into 4s here in a second. Let's try. All right, guys, here we go. So we're gonna try to go just a little bit faster. Of course, we're gonna take a little bit less timing out. We shorten up the boost ramp. Let's see if we can maybe dip down into the 4s. So let's see how it goes. Here we go. Good crowd out here today. Beautiful weather. It did warm up. It's probably low 60s. Shorts and t-shirt as long as you're in the sun. If you get in the shade, it's kind of cold. But this is feeling good. Here we go.
he did better than last. Woo-woo. Yes, he did better than last time.
All right, guys. Well, that is personal best for sure for the race car. Show you the time slip. 125, 60 foot. 332, 496 at 151. Let off and didn't hit the brakes. Kind of coasted through the quarter. 800 at 133. Super excited. Last week I wanted to throw the towel in. Last week I was like done, and we almost pulled the trigger to put everything back into OG car. That probably still wouldn't be a bad thing, but the car is working now. So we're very happy with the way it's working. The changes we made are good. That valve, the little pressure valve that I have and the gauge, one of those lines was loose, so we got a little bit of transmission fluid on the transmission, but it wasn't terrible. Let's pull the data log real fast, see what we got. All right, guys, so here is the last pass. Left on about the same, 37, 3800, 5.7 pounds of boost, 5.7, 4.8. Flashes the converter again, shifts kind of early. Didn't pull out as much timing on the launch, shorter ramp. Same thing though, 40 pounds of dome pressure, made 31 pounds of boost. That was about the same amount of back pressure that we had. Closed loop compensation was a lot closer. Not too bad, guys. Very, very happy. Went through the stripe. I did run it just a little bit past the finish line, about a half a second. There goes our finish line according to our data. It's pretty close on mile per hour. So shows you our data's good. Awesome pass. All right, guys, we are done. Boom. Randy and Brandon come out today. We got personal best after personal best. Appreciate y'all coming out. This was fun. We had a good time. So
We stayed off the struggle bus today.
off the struggle bus. Last week was it was a struggle all day.
All day was a struggle.
I struggled yesterday. We worked on it a lot yesterday. So
Because the weather was
ain't that something? You're supposed to work on a race car before you get to the track. Maybe that's a lesson. Yeah, no, that's the goal, but it never works out. So this week coming up, Brandon's gonna go get some parts and pieces for Randy's car. Gonna meet Brandon, and then we're going to Wilmington probably Tuesday or Wednesday night, and then we will be working on his car, hopefully getting the short block ready to assemble, because radio racing's here, almost. All right, guys, well, we are done for the day. We got personal best, 3 passes, and each pass got faster, 526 or 529, whichever one it was, 509, and then a 496. So it picked up exactly. We picked up a 10th on the last one, but the faster you go, the harder it is to pick up. So last week, I was very frustrated. I was ready to throw the towel in. This week, I'm smiling. We put in work though. You know, it takes a lot of effort, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta tweak it. So it's always fun. All right, guys, if y'all wanna support the channel, head on over to TurboJohnRacing.com, grab yourself some hats and t-shirts, grab yourself a keychain to get entered to win that front wheel. Appreciate it, guys.